Has
Good thing.
left.
Good thing. I know he is officially gone.
Yeah.
That was when I had Jack God on last week, and I asked him about that. He was like, "It's so weird." I've been talking with him for the last 9.5 years, and then on a Friday, he's just gone. Like he just left, and that's the last time I'm probably gonna ever see him. Like
Yeah.
it's so
I,
wild.
I do feel like the conversation we were having beforehand was subconsciously making us not hop on, I guess. I didn't really
Oh
put that
yeah,
together
no,
until a
we're
minute.
just
Yeah.
avoiding this whole pep of it
Yeah.
all. No, it's for sure. We even pushed our weekly episode, like it's the final episode of the season, and the women
Yeah.
still had their WFA match to play. So it was like, let's just push it a week. I still don't even know how I feel about Pep. So I guess I'm gonna
Dude, I
hash it
will say
all out with
this.
y'all.
I'm not sure, not to start us off. I'm not sure if he still feels this way, but if you feel any type of sadness about it, you got to talk to Sharpie. He was when we did the lit stream, he was like, I don't know if he like has great male friends around him to support him like this, or like if he's been going to a lot of amazing therapy. But he was just like, nah, like what can I ask more of him? I'm so good with this. I'm cool. I'm like whatever. So like I'll be excited to see how the final episode goes and like how like if he still feels that way. But that lit stream, I was sitting here with like, fuck, it's over, like whatever. And he was like, yeah, I know it's over. It's cool.
He's
Like,
so like matter of factly about certain things. It annoys the hell out of me sometimes. I'm just like, bro, like let me feel emotions. And he's like, why do you feel this way? It makes
yeah,
no sense. He's gonna leave either way. So why are you sad? And it's like, it's called being a human and having
for sure.
emotions. Maybe you just lose your emotions
I
after being
I
a
also
teacher for over
I
a
wanted to look
decade.
at him and yeah, that's actually definitely what it is. As a mother who was a teacher for 35
Teaching
years, straight
teenagers.
up. Yeah. There's no winning in this one. Like, why even bother? Yeah, no, I hear you. I did want to be like, you got to have something though. This isn't great podcasting. You're just like, yeah, he's leaving. Cool. And I was like, fuck, man, come on.
No
Give me
tape.
something. Yeah. Like, it's the same. My brother, when we had our pod, used to do the same shit. It'd be just me and him some episodes, and I'd ask him his opinion. He goes, I don't really have one. And I was like, glad that we have this stand-up like
No,
Zoom call
literally.
then. Thank you, dog. Like, what the
Why
fuck?
don't you have a?
Yeah,
I've,
yeah, exactly.
it's that was actually very early. So hi everybody. Sorry, we just started
Yeah.
chatting. This is the Brilliant Blues episode 11. I am here with my other Brilliant Blues, Dylan Meehan and John Whitaker. How are you guys? How are like we haven't been talking for the last 30 minutes.
I'm fire. What a cold open. Cold open. Just
Exactly.
coming on it.
Exactly. Just ice cold. I love it.
Perfect.
The current way that people say to like do well on social media is to act like you're in the middle of a conversation. And I definitely think the fact that for 3 minutes we were just talking before getting into the intro
People are
really
just like
shows we got our
waiting.
finger on the pulse here.
They're like, what's
Yeah.
happening? Hey, you want podcasts that are like friends having conversations? It doesn't get more than that. We're just like, oh, right. There are other people here. I should probably acknowledge them. Hi, what's up? Like, review, all of those things that we're supposed to tell you to tweak and play with the algorithm. Dylan, it looks like you got the place all figured out. You got all the boxes and stuff
Yeah.
handled.
Oh well, it looks like I got all the boxes handled. There's still a few that are need to go through, but yeah, finally got most of the stuff set up. Have my couple of city pep books up on the bookshelf that are now antiques, relics of a previous era.
I know. Oh my gosh. And even then, like that the pep topic is the first one on, and we're at 4.5 minutes and still just like, yeah, pep is gone. And really it's also another thing. What is there left to say? And like that's even what I put in the doc, because it's just like everybody has said how they feel about it. So it is just like with the whole Pep era, I've been asking people, I guess, what is there anything from the time that he was with City that like you just instantly think about, or is there something about him leaving that you're gonna miss? Like, let's let's dig deep into that trauma. Like, what specific hole will be missing from your personality after Pep leaving us?
Um, I'll start off here. I do think it's just an unbelievably difficult task to be the next person, right? Obviously, like I'm gonna state the obvious, correct? I think again, I'll reference back to I think 2 Thursdays ago when I was on the lit stream with you all. I was like, it's almost like I want Enzo to come in and then we can like fire him quick because it's not gonna. I feel like it's just not gonna happen statistically to have two back-to-back incredible managers. It just doesn't normally work that way when you're following up a legend. I'm half joking there, obviously, but like I don't know. There was a nice for me ability to feel good about supporting a manager who I feel like I aligned with on multiple different things when it came to the social world around us and being part of like the world. I am going to go deep on this one. Sorry, but like it was
Please.
nice. It was kind of nice to hear his take on certain things and be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like, cool. You're not Bill Belichick. You're not like a cyborg. You don't want to. You don't not. You care about people, which I thought was cool. And I thought that you could tell with him that that is something that he did very, very well. And obviously, like, made it kind of easy to root for him. Even like my brother, who's a huge Liverpool fan, was like, I can't hate Pep. Like, I actually really like him a lot. And I felt the same way about Klopp during all that time. So it was just like kind of nice. And that's what I'll miss is those years of like literally having heart palpitations while watching these games. And obviously, we ended up coming out ahead most of the time, so it was nice. But that's what I'll miss.
Yeah.
I think to steal an office ism, when Andy Bernard says like these are the good old days, it was at least for me. I mean, I have said for a few years like this is the best it will ever be. Like it
Yes,
has
you
always
have.
just been like my like beating drum. Like this is
Yeah,
this is
you
you know
said it multiple times on here for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it. I'm just glad that I got to spend my 20s and early 30s, my earliest 30, um, as a like watching Pep Guardiola, and I guess being there when he was announced and seeing how he has no plan B. He doesn't know how to win in England. Like all of these things that were just said and said, and it was the total opposite. Like he has set every record. His plan B is in the fact that he actually changed how the team would play consistently. Had like for the all the talk that we never had a left back, and it was like actually we just never needed one, and then it's just like oh we Aguero isn't working, don't have a striker, figures it out anyways. Then like Holland comes in, totally opposite style of play, wins a treble, like all of these things, and to see that over an entire decade, it was so unbelievably special. And I don't want to jump into it right this very second, but I used to always think, oh, whatever, Moresca is just going to come in and they're just going to can him. I've totally flipped on that. I have like
Oh,
totally flipped,
nice. Okay.
and I feel like I feel so differently about it now, and I can kind of go into that in a little bit. But I I'm actually fascinated in the way of how Pep left in his decision not to leave last year and then doing it this year. I actually think like fundamentally changes the future for Man City, like in a
Yeah.
way that is so much more interesting for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes sense.
I,
City were in a really dark place last season, and uh, they are in a significantly less dark place. And so, yeah, I'm with you. John, what were we about to say?
I'm excited for you to like feed me the positivity. I will sit here and just be like, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I won't let the early 30s knock go unnoticed. I know that wasn't a dig at me, but like it's fine. We'll start it off quick here on this pod.
But I mean, like,
but
think real quick. Think about it. It's probably much harder for you to watch City now with a child and like way more responsibilities
for
versus
sure.
before. And like for me, I'm just like glad it's like I could just like tell my fiance like, hey, I need 2 hours, and it was fine because I had no response. Like versus
Dude,
like it's way harder if I were to have like a kid or other shit like that going on.
I brought this up about a year and a half ago. I kind of think that, you know, since Luke is born, no titles. Is it my guy? Like, is it my guy? Like, was that a problem? Kidding,
Quick,
obviously.
change
Love
his
my
name to
wife.
Joseph.
Love my
His new name is Joseph.
1,000%. But the one thing that I always found really funny, and I'm gonna expose my brother's nerddom here, but huge Pokemon guy. Like, I think obviously that tapped into a whole generation. The old generation over here started with it and whatnot, but he got like real into it. And he always referred to a term, which you may know, you may not know. I don't know everybody's level of Pokemon knowledge here, but he referred to a term as like Nuzlocke. Have either of you heard of this?
Yes.
I'm like,
okay.
Like, I love the OG Pokemon games, so I have no idea what that means.
So put it this way, Dylan. When you play, when you start a new campaign or you start a new story mode or whatever it's called in Pokemon, and you play on Nuzlocke, it means that when a Pokemon dies or faints, you can't ever use it again. So it's like playing it on extreme difficult mode.
Yeah, it's like survival mode or something.
Yeah. So my brother would literally describe Pep as playing the hardest league in the world on Nuzlocke. And like when we won with no striker, he was like, this makes no sense. He's like, this is stupid. Like I'm a Liverpool fan. We should be winning the league because our team is actually built the correct way and like whatever. And he was like, the fact that he can just go in here and make these fake rules, because there's no rules in the actual Pokemon game where like, you know, take him to Nurse Joy or whatever the fuck her name was. And like, you're good. But like, he's like, no, let's make it more difficult and let me still beat the Elite Four. And like, that's how my brother always described Pep, which I was like, honestly, great analogy.
That's
for sure.
super fucking cool. That's like such that's such an easy way to describe it to someone that like doesn't really understand sports.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like such a fantastic way.
It was quite literally like, let me put a salary cap on this team, which we didn't obviously, but like it's putting fake rules on something so that you can try to win in a harder way. And I felt like he was doing it. So
it's like a handicap.
What I'm gonna miss the most is, because we're getting a huge sense of it now, is people are talking about City crazy now that Pep is gone. And when he was there, you couldn't, because there was just the Pep effect that you knew the team, there was a level of quality the team was always going to be because Pep is there. And now there's so many question marks. Like the way that people are talking about City and gunning at City, it's what they've always wanted to do, but Pep was there. You know, you can hate and whatever, but it's so wild. Also, him leaving has just like, I've heard people like they talk about the charges often, but like I've heard that so much, like they please get this over with. I'm just so tired of people. Like it's such a annoying conversation. Like it just like it is a thing, you know, money, City's ownership, stay funded, like obviously the PSG Arsenal, like City got into that conversation obviously because of PSG, and it's like, bro, like not everything has to be about Man City, bro. Like what, like why can't we just talk about this team and what this team is doing? But it's just always City, and now that Pep is gone, they're always bringing up City, but it's just hate. It's just so much hate. I'm gonna have to manage my mentals that way because I'm trying not to be this guy who, because I'm even trying to change.
Man.
Well, it's not even that. I'm trying to change how like I even accept and take the banter, because this is like a whole other thing. Like Arsenal, they've won the title. They won the Premier League now. So I legitimately plan on ignoring them. Like y'all are now, you've gotten this monkey off your back. Y'all, the rivalry that we have has been forced because you guys are fucking dorks. Like I'm done giving dorks attention. Like that's the easiest way to explain it. Like I so perfect. Like talk all the crap you guys want. Like I have a buddy who he's like always sending stuff and he's like trying to banter, but I just like don't want to do it. And so I just message him back, enjoy your one title, bro. and he was just like, you're a donut, bro. And I was like, I'm not the idiot. You're the idiot. You guys are the idiots. Like, sell it. You just won. You just won for the first time in 22 years, and you're
Like, go
still
enjoy it.
annoying me. Like, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I don't really have like a lot of there are two Arsenal fans like in my life. One's my cousin, and then like the other one's like a friend that I have. And the friend is someone who is like he's not obnoxious in his like fandom. We were just like messaging before the Champions League. And because he actually wanted before Arteta came in, he wanted Simeone. He was like, I don't care about, he was like, we need to build a culture of like winning, and he figured that Simeone was his best. So I was actually talking with him about it, and he was like, I'm fine. He was like, I know it's not good, but it works, and like I'm supportive of it. And I find that at least more interesting than just the obnoxious, well, we won, like who cares? It's not like an in your face way. He's like, no, I get that it's not appealing, but like I don't care that it's not appealing. I need to see them win.
Yeah.
And like now I've seen that.
Yeah.
Well, you should expect that, because to say like, hey, we just like I'm okay with Simeone because we need a culture is essentially, I don't care what culture we have, we just need culture.
Yeah.
Like
Which
that
really speaks to where Arsenal
was for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And like that's the thing is you could have so much of a better story if the fans just weren't as obnoxious as they are. And I'm sure they say the same thing about us. But like it wasn't even like Gabriel missing the pen, honestly, a little like sweet justice in my mind, because like he is one of the ones that I'm just like,
he talks so much shit.
For sure. But like I didn't spend any more time watching him miss the pen after he missed it. I spent time watching the fans talk about how it was bullshit the game wasn't later in the day, or that it was a booking, but it shouldn't have been a foul, the penalty. And like you're just like, what are you talking about? Like seeing
that guy had to be. That had to be a meme.
They pivot.
That had to be when I was watching. Because I appreciate the guy talks where it was like, oh, you're winding me up. Like you're winding me.
Yeah. But like seeing the supercut of the fans is like what I'll sit there and drink in, and I'm just like, you guys are just to Crunk's point, you're a bunch of dorks. Like, what are you doing? Like later in the day, well, it's hotter and therefore the team's more tired. I was like, yeah, buddy, it's just as hot for the PSG players. Why did they figure it out? Like,
also, it was like 75 degrees out. It was like it wasn't hot.
It was English hot. It was very English hot.
Hey,
like speaking as a guy with that heritage, out there turning into tomatoes. Yes, it's English hot out there.
Have you seen the skin tone of people in Istanbul?
Like they can handle the heat. I was going to say, I was like, there were a lot of well-melanated players on that side of the pitch.
True.
Yeah, it's that's just a funny thing that the excuse is like so much of the, everyone said we were going to get beat by 4, so I'm happy that we got it. It's just like, bro, it was no different. It honestly triggered me back to City's win over Inter. But that's how Inter kind of plays football. I expect it. And Arsenal have this, they brag about how deep their roster is and how quality the players are, and they can run anybody off the pitch. And then you just play this like the saddest football in the world. And I get it, because it's really hard to just play straight up with a team like PSG. So I get the game plan and everything.
Dude,
it's just
but not to go back to a point that Crunk, you and I talked about again. I keep referencing back the lit stream I was on, but like, guys, we talked about this. Watching the Premier League this year kind of sucked.
Totally.
Yeah, it did.
It was kind of trash. Like, it wasn't fun. I have child, can't watch as much. I gave 10 minutes to a couple of games after City games, and I'd be like, there's no viewing here. Like, I can't do this.
As someone who is paid to watch games,
yes.
As someone who spends every Saturday and Sunday watching each day 3 to 4 Premier League games, it's rough.
Yes.
It was a rough year. And it really depends on the certain teams, but I think the Premier League a little bit does have an issue. It can be one bad year once, but like if this continues to happen, I think they're gonna have to like figure something out and do certain rule changes. And if they got to be like the NFL. Like the NFL is like if there's one problem, the NFL fixes it by like they won't let it go for more than one season before they fix something. And I'm curious to see, and you already see FIFA's making changes for the World Cup with like no grabbing on corners and throw-ins and shit like that, and like certain things with time wasting. And it's I don't know. I'm fascinated to see how Arsenal defends this title. Between the like style of play, I don't think that style of play is conducive to year-over-year dominance. You've basically never seen it. Mourinho did it once, and he wasn't able to replicate it the second time around. And when you think of like how favorable the VAR calls were and all of that, like I really, I don't know. It's so interesting.
Yeah, I think that not to date myself even more than I have on this pod, like I do every fucking pod we have, but like we are literally the Premier League's in a place where it's pre-Sosa Maguire baseball, and like we need steroids right now, and we need a home run race, and then what that actually is we need creativity, and we need freedom, and we need free flowing, and we need goals from outside of the 18 that aren't on set pieces, and we need we need flair, we need personality. This sucks. Like this is Boris Johnson football right now. It's Brexit. We are fully Brexit.
This is some Brexit ass football though.
It is. Straight up is.
Yeah,
and it's like
long throws, set pieces.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Xabi coming into Chelsea, with Carrick at United, with Iraola at Liverpool, and Moresca at City, which I want to talk about why I'm positive about it. There's a chance. Yeah. There's a chance. And I'm curious to see how the Premier League, if they're going to, have things be more of a focus. I'm very interested.
I feel like if they do, they can't announce that it's going to be a focus, because I saw that same announcement that about FIFA being more aware of manhandling in the box, and it was a City fan, and they retweeted and they were mad because technically it's now about England, but it's like it's becoming pervasive because of Arsenal's success, so England has just embraced it, and it is and it's kind of amazing how they can just, now that it's about England, and they hated it when it was Arsenal, but now that it's England, they're like, oh, how dare you make it difficult for England? And it's like, but do you not understand why? Like, you should want this to happen. Like, if you let England do it, then it's just going to be everywhere. And like, we've already lost Brazil playing beautiful Jogo Bonito. Like, we don't need to get further away from losing more recipes.
This is the rare northerner that is a country over club, it sounds like, which is an odd place to be if you're from northern England,
right,
for sure. But no, dude, I agree with Crunk. Like this next year too, like if it's trash like this, I'm just gonna be at the park with my child every day, watching him slide down slides and just be getting like goal updates and be like, hey, cool, whatever.
I'll be watching Rodri at Real Madrid.
No, don't say that.
My gosh.
God damn. All right. Now, with that, you have to counter with some good karma. Talk to us about Moresca, please. Like, give me something good.
So, when you think about, like, great coaches who have left, both in soccer and, like, outside of soccer. So, when Fergie left United, when Pop was like leaving the Spurs, they got Wemby, but just like pretend Wemby doesn't exist in this scenario. And when like Joe Torre left the Yankees, those were all aging stars. Like these were all like at the time where it was like people had aged out and they were no longer the teams that they once were. And like, especially when you think of at United, like Rooney was, I think he was around 30, but that was an old 30. That dude hadn't been playing since he was 16. So like the amount of minutes that were on, he was crazy old.
Yeah.
Vidic was in his mid 30s, Ferdinand in his mid 30s, Giggs was like 40, a lot of really, really old players. And I think that's where City were last year when we were still, in this last stage of De Bruyne was there and, Ederson was on his way out and Gundogan had come back, and like all of these kind of players that were like awkwardly were trying to figure out like where to kind of put them. And having Shirky, having Semenyo, having Gahey, Doku has now finally taken this step. Holland is under contract for another 8.5 years or whatever it is. There's a young core there that seemingly plans to be there for a long time versus having a, aging roster and it's like now a total change. Instead, there has kind of been able to be a little bit of a handover. And look, this team won 2 cups. There's only been, I think it's like 5 or 6 teams have only ever won like the domestic cup double. Like this is a team that is built to compete. And so I am nervous about Chelsea. I think Chelsea with no Champions League football really terrifies me. I could see like a Conte situation where they're just able to like play once a week and play really, really well. Like I'm really, really worried about what Chelsea can do next season. But I have optimism that he's going to come in. He knows the club. Some of the players know him. And look, it's been rumored around that he was the guy that said to Pep, let's put John Stones in midfield. He put Reece James in midfield. This is kind of how he's someone where they wanted him. And that these guys know what the fuck they're doing. If Cheeky's like, I want that guy to take over after Pep and tells Viana, I want that guy to take over Pep, I'm going to trust that. I'm going to trust that.
Yeah. I think
I yield my time.
Very well. I appreciate it. I think very well said. It does give me some hope. It is like this is going to sound so dumb, but like sometimes you just need to say the actual part out loud. It's just the great unknown.
Totally.
He
could be gone by December, man. Like it could be like I'm not here telling you. It's we've seen as good. We're not winning 4 in a row.
Yeah.
That's not happening. We're not getting 100 points. We're not getting 98 points. Like
for sure. I think that a attribute, again, as the elder on this podcast, I will tell you all that one of the great things in life is stability. And to know that we weren't firing our manager at any point of the year at all times was kind of nice. Like it was just
watching all these clubs struggle. Yeah.
And like having some friends that are United fans, having some friends like our one really good buddy that we did the pod with, Wolves fan. What they might win a trophy next year. That's kind of tight, but like miserable ass existence. Like to get totally screwed by the guy that was the Sevilla manager. He shows up for like 3 days and then leaves. Like that life sucks, right? Like that's a tough life. So yes, drink in the 10 years we had, but it was also nice to just be like, I'm coming home to the same person every time I'm watching the game. And that's so yeah.
I can like count on one hand how many non-family members I've known for 10 years.
Yeah.
That like I have like a consistent relationship with.
Dude, Pep's been in my life for so long that when he first started managing, I was binge drinking like a 26-year-old because I was. You know what I'm saying? So I had late 20s. Yeah, late 20s and early mid 30s.
I remember walking out of my this is going to be the most hilarious. I remember walking out of my gender studies and sociology class, looking at my phone, and it was like Manuel Pellegrini has announced that he's stepping down and Pep Guardiola is becoming Manchester City's manager. I have like vivid memories of that.
Can I say one other thing that like when I found like not being tapped into, I guess, the people who work in media overseas, getting to see that kid that was in the back of the taxi when he got announced was wild. Like it did kind of make me feel like old as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was just like, shit.
Once he started talking, he didn't actually seem that old.
Yeah.
But when I saw him like as an adult, it really freaked me out. I mean, it's been I start to think about like I hadn't moved out yet in the Centurion season. Like I wasn't living on my own. Like I remember being in like I was 23. So like I hadn't like I turned 24 after the season and I moved out in 2019, but like it's really weird to like think of how much of my life has changed. And I've been with my fiance for almost 7 years. She doesn't give a shit about sports, but when I showed her the news, I was like, hey, like he's leaving. It's official. He's leaving. And she just started crying. she was just started because she understood at least that
Yeah.
what this meant, and I think just by me talking to her and explaining certain things, and she was he's gone, he's not I'm I was I don't think he's gonna coach again. I think he's retiring.
Really? Well, I want to kind of get everyone's take there too. But similarly,
club wise, I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he does club again.
Similarly, Alexis, my wife, she knows a good amount about sports just because we're all Cleveland fans, so we're miserable all together, and it's amazing, and that's how you should live your life, with a little bit of pain. And when I told her, her initial reaction was "Nuh-uh, get the fuck out, for real." It was a bit shell shocking for her as well. So keep the spouses in mind too, please. It's tough for them as well, you know.
Yeah, it's that great unknown. It is a little fun. It is a little fun where we are definitely in that situation where, after a long relationship, you're back out in those streets and you're like,
Yeah,
how
so true.
do I do the streets? How does this work?
Yes.
Well, there's apps now. There's
Dude, it is the perfect analogy, Crunk, where it's I've been married for 5 years. I've been with my wife for 10. We have a couple of friends that are single anymore, and it is David Attenborough style anthropology when I'm with them, where I'm just so how does this work now? What is the goal? What do you try? How is dating going? What is this like? And now I do feel that's how I am with this. Enzo Moresca, interesting guy, huh? What's his Hinge profile look like? Who does he know? Where did he come from? What's his style? And it's just is this going to work for me? I don't know. It is such a good analogy as to what it is.
I'm a little scared to, fall in love again. You don't know.
Yeah.
And he seems like a fuckboy, but he's a fuckboy with a heart of gold from what I'm hearing.
Does he know my sense of humor? Is he going to laugh at my jokes? You know what I mean? It's tough.
If y'all haven't, I recommend on YouTube Luke Nobbins. His he did an hour and a half long video. I hadn't watched the whole thing. I've been I watch it in 10-15 minute segments, but explaining his tactics, and it's been helpful.
So I actually spent it's probably about that same amount. I watched it might have been 7 or 8. And I went all the way back to when he was at Leicester, and he does a couple of master classes.
Yeah.
He does a few interviews. I watched a couple of videos of people breaking down his time when he was at Leicester, when he was at Chelsea. Yeah, I watched a good 6 to 8 of those videos, and it's pretty similar to Pep, but he is younger. He has more ideas of innovation and kind of how to fight the current style of football. So I think that is what I'm most excited in, because there were a couple of videos, the master classes that he did, where people were asking, hey, what happens when there are a couple of banks of floor, and he's breaking it down. And so he has the ideas. Obviously we need to see it in action with the players doing it, but with the younger players, like you said, Dillon, in a manager with a similar style, it will be as easy of a transition for these players as possible, because he wants them to press. He wants them to, not as intensely, but wants them to be ready. One thing that I really enjoyed, it was, I'm going to paraphrase what he said, but he was talking about how he sees his team as an orchestra and they play together, but you still need a couple of artists where they just make everything a little bit more beautiful. They might not do everything according to plan, but they make everything sound better. Yep.
Yeah.
Cherky could be Foden. We'll see.
I think it'll be Foden early in the season.
That's an awesome call out though, Crunk, to be to have that hope too. You guys have risen me up from the ashes of not understanding where the fuck I'm gonna be at mentally. I'm not gonna lie, Crunk, when you were hey, I'm doing a full listen along to Oasis, I was shit, do I need to check in on are we good here? How are you taking the loss?
Oh, you thought I was sad? No, I was just trying to find something to do.
This is a diversion from the normally scheduled program. I was fuck,
I know. That's
should I be more
acoustic
fucked
live
up
forever.
right now?
That got me. That got me.
Anyways, third message, definitely check on your friends too. Like always
Yeah, of
make
course,
sure everyone's all good.
of course.
But no, I feel a lot better with it. I do like I hate that I'm gonna say this out loud because there's more to it, but I'm just glad to hear that both of you guys think that there is going to be creation. Like there is going to be, and not in the biblical sense, but there is going to be creation, where he's gonna like take a look at what's happening and
When we're talking about
adapt.
Foden, there's certainly going to be
Well,
creation.
that's what I was saying. I was about to say that. Like,
Yeah.
Foden needs to chill out on the creation if we're being keeping it real.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just glad that there's going to be adaptation and there's going to be more Darwinism, actually, to be honest with you, for what's going on out there, where we're like adapting what teams are doing. We're thinking outside the box, because I do think that, albeit at times, me like pounding my fists on the table to change faster with Pep sometimes, and me being too stupid to understand that he actually is doing like the A/B testing, trying to figure out what is going to work and what's not, and he's way smarter than I'll ever be. I don't want a coach that's going to be like, this is how we play, and like this is how we play, and if a team does something, this is how we play, because that's just the worst viewing possible.
He does seem to be a little bit more rigid.
He does.
Fuck.
Like he seems to, whereas like Pep, the whole thing is like Pep doesn't have a plan B, and he like very much had like several. The one thing is that he does, like Enzo does seem to be more of a like, no matter what, we build out from the back, whereas like Pep would be like try to like figure out some different ways and shit like that. From like the little bit I've seen, and Crunk might be able to explain more.
Shit.
No, I mean he wants to and it is more of an ethos type of thing where and again, I don't, maybe he needs to struggle in a first season similarly to how Pep
No, he
did.
doesn't, Crunk.
Well,
No,
obviously,
he
I
doesn't.
don't want him to, but I'm just saying
I
because like because he struggled at
He's done
Chelsea,
it
but
in
he
the
had some
Premier League, though.
success. Yeah,
Whereas like Pep needed to learn.
yes,
Pep was, and the team was fucking terrible.
yes.
The team was so bad. I cannot. I like.
What was
I had
it?
to tweet you fucking numbers because like they were quote tweet. Someone like tweeted out his like first lineup, and I just like I was like, Bakary Sagna was playing for the Montreal Impact the summer after this season, and people are like, he inherited a championship winning team. Like it was just not a good team.
Bro, watching a video of Zabaleta like running and dribbling, it's like bros like hips, like it was just like he was so stiff. I was like, this is
Colorado was playing center back. Colorado was an overlapping attacking left back. Like this guy was playing center back. It was a disaster.
It was so great. It was like, and honestly, I remember that first season and being like, yeah, I know the team is struggling. Like the team isn't great, but it's Pep. He can fix it. He can fix it. He could not. He could not. He just literally shipped everybody out. Get the fuck out of this club. Oh man. Yeah, I'm hopeful. It is what it is. But you know who isn't helpful is I want to hear about this Rodri to Real Madrid. I talked to Jack on that episode. It's already out by the time people listen to this. The episode will be already out on Patreon. And I asked him about Rodri, and he's like, I haven't heard anything. And so like that could be a good thing.
That makes me
That
feel
could
good.
be a bad thing. Like, but I haven't heard anything either way. I did see something the other day where Rodri wants more money than City want at the moment, and that was the kind of the conversation that I was having. It's like, because I still think Rodri is like, I'm the Ballon d'Or dude. Like, pay me, and I get that, and I understand it, and I respect it. And you can see where Rodri's game has gotten better, even with his time off. Like he's always been really good at distribution, but now he's like damn near a robot when he's knocking the ball around. Like it's just perfectly placed with the right weight and everything. Like it's and like the different types of passes I've watched him make. It's just like I'm pretty sure you couldn't do that pass before. So but also he he doesn't have that physicality. He doesn't and maybe it will come. Maybe we'll see it in the World Cup. He's going to need someone a little more industrious next to him. Him to Real Madrid, obviously there's going to be a lot of change that's going to happen there, and the Mourinho of it all. That would hurt though. That would hurt seeing him go to Real Madrid. I guess is this like you just being ridiculous
I mean,
in front of a
I
camera?
was just kind
or
of
how do
like
you feel
teasing
about
a
it?
little bit, but
Okay.
there is he was asked about it, I think, yesterday, and was like, "We'll see after the World Cup," which is like the worst thing you want to hear. Like that's the
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
thing
I
you
think he's
ever
just playing
want.
tough.
And it could be that he's just in Spain and he wants to like keep the buzz around and just
Mhm.
like play to a Spanish crowd. It could be that he wants. Look, he makes less money. He makes less money than Stones. He makes like $200K a week. And like if Gahey's on $300K and I make $200K,
Oh, I know.
I'd feel away.
I would too. Oh, for sure.
No Gahey. Look, Gahey's a fine player, but Gahey's the second highest earner on the team right now, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you're saying we should be hoping for maybe a group exit for Spain, right? Like that's like what we should be kind of.
Who is in Spain's group? I should know this. I cover the sport professionally.
I'm getting it for you here in a second because with AI created, they're definitely getting out of the group. It's them,
Oh my
Uruguay,
God.
Saudi Arabia, and Cape
Yeah.
Verde. So like around a 16 exit for
Yeah.
them. Like what are we hoping for? That is not what you want to hear. But I think as the only person on the podcast, and like Crunk, you played rugby, so maybe you did do this too. Only person on the podcast that has torn an ACL. There's not a lot of coming back from that, dogs. Like it's tough living. Like
That is
I've seen
tough.
video of me playing some five-a-side. That's slow, and it's not athletic, and the lateral movement's not there. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, Rodri a little bit better of an athlete than me, I will admit, but it's also just not the same pep in his step as
He
we've seen
doesn't
in the
look like
past.
the same guy physically at all.
No, at all. So I don't know. Like I definitely don't want to lose him, but I have seen this too. Is like the Premier League and like City's not baseball, so like nobody's Cal Ripken. Nobody's gonna have the whole career here and stay here. Like the fact that KDB's in Naples right now, just living a great life, to be honest with you, and I wish that for everybody that we can send on a retirement tour. But like he's gonna leave at some point. Like nobody retires here truly. The only person I feel like that would, honestly, and he probably won't either, is like a Foden because he was like born and raised, right?
Oh,
like
no,
that's
he
the
literally
only, that's the
doesn't
only
want to
person in
leave.
my mind.
He literally does not want
Yeah.
to leave. He doesn't want to leave. He's going to
Yeah.
retire at City.
Yeah, but it's just I'm thinking back to everybody else who's left, and like
Yeah.
like European soccer is just such a different beast, and I know that to get my friends into it, you have to make the American comparisons, right? And the only thing that I can ever really truly compare it to on the fandom level is like college football in my
Mhm.
personal, like the fervor for it and whatnot. But there's always this element that you can't really comprehend to people who don't get it, where it's like the Premier League's amazing, but there's 5 other leagues that also have a shit ton of money behind them in a sense, and like a lot of attention. So it's really hard to quantify when a player's just like, I accomplished everything I can in England. I want to go do something else. And like, that's what the American mind can't really comprehend. I feel like, where it's like, no, we have one league. What are you gonna? You just won the NBA championship. You're not gonna go play Euroball. Like it's just not gonna happen. And like I find that to be one of the more interesting factors in all transfers or like coaches leaving, where it's like, dude, I've accomplished everything here. It's kind of like more like working in corporate America, to be honest with you, where it's like I put my time at all of these FANG companies that are slowly killing the world. I want to go try it out at a different FANG company that's going to kill the world faster. And like that's like where it's very similar in my mind. Sorry.
Taking my talents to Anthropic.
Yeah, as long as it's not Palantir, we're good.
Yeah,
here,
my
dog.
boy Claude. Let's go.
I
Trust.
also, with how physical the Premier League is, with how many games are being played, Rodri has been vocal about that. He was vocal about that right before he tore his ACL. And then you look at like League One, just pulling strings to do whatever possible so that PSG is rested. Like
Yes.
when other leagues are going to prioritize their special, like their top teams, and the Premier League is just like, we don't fucking care. We're going to run you until you're in the ground.
Correct.
That's a problem. And like,
Correct.
I think in the it's short-term thinking to be like, we need to do whatever we can to make the Premier League as competitive as possible. But the downside of that is top players might leave.
Or
They're
not
going to
come
go
at
to
all.
Spain. Yeah, like they're going to go to, like, the fact that Anthony Gordon is going to Spain, that's crazy. That's
Again,
crazy.
And he was just,
I can speak to this on the pod. Anthony, SPF's my guy, big time. Put the SPFs on, wear them for every game. Make sure you got the sunscreen going because you're gonna burn for sure. That is a pasty human.
it is a basic human being.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already changed like his introduction outfit, like the whole suit and everything. I was like,
Dude.
he's
He
never
wasn't just
worn that
speaking
in
Spanish;
Newcastle.
he was speaking Catalan.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
dude.
crazy.
he's been practicing. He's been
Yeah.
practicing. He knew
been
he was
preparing
leaving
for this
Newcastle
for
a
months.
while.
Yeah. That
He
is
knew he was leaving.
that is the thing that I have loved with like the McTominay and the KDB Naples thing, because it is just like the spiciest white version of KDB and McTominay, which is kind of cool to see. Like McTominay, dork, big time at United.
I know.
It's hot.
Suave.
Yeah.
Suave is fucking
Very
Naples,
cool,
dude. Like,
yeah.
he's on so many mood boards that people don't even understand, which is so fucked. But like at the same time, like, go off, dude. It's like it's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah, he definitely
If
needs
Gordon,
to
like between what McTominay's done, if Gordon is like balling out in Spain, I think a lot more players, especially like I'm talking about like English players or Scottish players or Irish
I mean,
players.
Rashford showed
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I think Rashford he just didn't have as much play. I mean, he's behind Yamal, like, and so whereas I think Gordon's going to be on the other side. Not that Rafinha's no slouch either, but like I do think that they're going to look at that and be like, huh.
To bring it back to a serious note, though, like, I do think if the play in the Premier League stays where it is, yes, the people are leaving. Yes, like I said, like, you're not going to import the right talent either. And then next thing you know, it's going to basically be like Grimsby Town and Yeovil Town in the Premier League playing each other type of shit, where it is like worse than it is now. I can't.
Money's the only hope. It's just that you're able to make more in the Premier League, like, unless you're playing at PSG or Bayern Munich or Barcelona or Real Madrid. Like, those are the only clubs that financially, from a salary standpoint, can even come close.
Yeah, because even Bournemouth can pay more than a lot of these clubs.
For sure. Can I ask a financial question that you guys may or may not? Is it guaranteed? Like, not to sound like an NFL guy right now compared to an MLB player.
I think just because it's Europe, like, I just think it's not even a question. Like, I think those guys, like, I never hear like, oh, when someone's hurt that it's like, you know what I mean? Like, there's not, like, because they always talk about it's the opposite. It's like, oh, his wages, we can't sell him because of his wages. We can't get rid of him because of his wages.
John Stones conversation.
Yeah, like I think just by the fact that it's Europe, it's like just a non-starter. Because I remember a certain French fullback wasn't getting paid.
Yep.
And that was a whole big,
and then they had to pay him.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole thing. And they got like a lump sum payment. I think it's like that is the one time where it's not the case.
Truly having non-guaranteed contracts in the NFL is the most American shit I've ever heard in my entire life. Like,
and the most violent sport.
I know. Yeah, straight up. It's just like, yeah, no, we need CTE. We want it. So, like, yeah. Okay, that makes a ton of sense. Because, like, sure, I would go to the Premier League for 2 seasons, collect my check,
Calvin
and then leave. But,
like fucking legend. Fucking legend.
He truly is like the great grifter of our time. Yeah, I don't know. It's from an actual like product on the field standpoint, something needs to be adjusted for sure. Like, it's just not. I don't mean to belabor this point.
At the start of a lot of seasons, they do the like, oh, we're focusing on X or we're focusing on Y. Like, that was like goalkeeper time wasting was the big one, where it's like, hey, if you hold on to it for more than 8 seconds, you know, it's the other team gets a throw in or a corner or whatever it is. So like they are sometimes vocal with certain changes.
How many did you see? Because you were watching much more football than I feel like I maybe saw like
They did one in the first. I think Newcastle had one called against them, or it was like I remember there was one in like the first week, and it would happen like occasionally. But you do see a lot less. There is a lot less of the like catching the ball, like the Jordan Pickford.
They basically just drop the ball down. Yeah, they just drop the ball.
Yeah, there's other ways that they're able to do it. And the other one, like kicking the ball away. Like no kicking the ball away during a restart, like that leading to cards. Like that's a big one. Like that's that happens a lot. You see guys getting yellow cards all the time. That's why Trossard got sent off 2 seasons ago. Like you do see those. And so I don't think it's that hard. Like the sport, they used to not tackle each other like this. It's not that hard. Like I don't, it's just, it's not like this unsolvable problem. You just start calling fouls. Like it's not, I don't understand.
That was my issue with the West Ham situation. And Crunk, I know we talked about it, but like, you called a foul, but there's 6 other fouls on that play. Yeah. So like, where do you draw the line?
If you showed someone that video out of context and be like, was this they called this a foul? Was it the right one? They're going to be like, well, on which team and which player?
Where is said foul? Okay, I have 4 of them.
Choose the foul.
I do think it's interesting. I am one of those people too, as like a huge baseball guy, which I think I'm the only person on here that's that way. Like I hated the rule adjustments 4 years ago. It has kind of saved the game in a degree. Yeah. And I hate admitting that Rob Manfred's good at anything or right ever, but like it has, and like we do need to embrace it. One thing I do want to ask you guys, if you're fucking with this or not. It was the first time I really saw the ref cam. I hate it.
Oh,
did you guys
really?
see this?
Yeah, no, I like it.
I like it.
We can't use it for work because FIFA owns it, and it's like they're very litigious. But
MLB.
I really dig it. Oh, MLB ref cam. I think you're talking about the
No. It's the FIFA. Yeah, no, you were right. MLB is the same as FIFA. You cannot use any of their like that's why Major League Baseball died and the NBA took off, because you could share clips constantly of the NBA, and Major League Baseball said no.
Unless you're John Boy.
Yep, exactly. But like, I don't know. It made it feel like a video game to me. Like actual EAFC had it for like the past couple of years. I think I'm pretty sure I saw. And I was like, oh, this is like, I don't want this. Just show me like the normal broadcast.
They need to actually double down with it. I need to be able to hear them talk too. I need audio.
You're a wrestling guy. You're going full XFL.
Well, because they always show it when you're like seeing a shot or the ref talking to the player. And like the perfect example is there was a clip that the Bundesliga shared this season, and it was Jamal Musiala comes up. Which I love this dude now. Just like the more I look into him, he's the sweetest human being. Like him and Phil Foden are basically the same person. But he like walks up to the ref, and it's through the ref cam, and he's like, sorry to bother you. Like he says to the ref, sorry to bother you. And he's like, you're not bothering me, Jamal. Like, what is it? And he goes, well, I'm getting fouled a lot. Like, should I fall down? Should I fall down? Like, how do you know that I'm being fouled? And he was like, thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'll keep an eye on it. Please don't dive. Like, just
my man reminded the teacher that we had homework due.
Yeah, but you're just like, you're the sweetest little person. Oh my gosh.
Damn. I know this is not a me original idea, but I do feel like I was talking about this with my friends like 10 years ago, where sporting events should have a pay-per-view where everyone's mic'd up, and like you can tap into whatever player, wherever, like any microphone on the field. Now, my dad was an attorney, so like the litigiousness of all this would be out of control.
Oh, and, like, the things that these players would be saying.
The PR teams for these players would be an overdrive, so it'll never happen. But I always thought it'd be super interesting is like if I'm watching a sporting event and I want to pay an extra $50 to be able to hear everything, and like I feel like people would pay so much money.
Oh, they would
hundreds for like certain games, like Holland versus like
that just be a job. Just clip
like
those.
Gabrielle,
dude. The Cavs Warriors finals runs. I'd be broke.
When LeBron blocked Steph, whatever he said when he.
Oh, bro.
I don't think I actually want to know what he said, because I would be like, that is the coolest shit ever. Like, anyway, LeBron the king. But Yeah,
What he said to J.R. Smith after game 1.
Oh my
that's
god.
also something I don't. But I
You
would want.
dumb motherfucker.
Yeah. What are
The
you
headcanon of
doing?
like him, he broke his hand punching the wall and was
Yeah.
like, that's why he was like so bad for the rest of the series after. That is like, that lives rent free in my head. I will believe that for the rest of my life.
It's so funny how, and I know, and it's a pretty great transition here. Like, those Cavs teams, J.R. Smith is still like my number. Like, could I meet LeBron? Yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I'd probably be starstruck, not say shit. Who do I actually want to have to be locked in an elevator with for 30 minutes?
Oh,
Swish is the
he
answer.
would. He'd be great. Yeah.
I think Swish is the answer. And I think on our Man City team, it's hard to find that person. Crunk, I know you and I have talked about this, like the Bible contingency. Yeah, cut me out of that. I'm not
Yeah.
not
No,
down
thank
there.
you. No.
It's got to
Yeah,
be Turkey.
No.
I think it is. I think that's
Yeah.
Or
probably
Holland.
Holland would be.
Nah, I think Holland's too like. I don't know what he's actually interested in. Like,
He's
does he
interested in
party?
Minecraft.
He literally is
Nah,
just like,
fuck
I
that
want to
shit.
have fun. I mean, he is very intense, like, you know,
Yes.
with his like food and sleep and stuff like
Yes.
that. But he legitimately he just wants to be entertained. I don't think he really thinks about anything that deep, except for his health. Like that, I think that is the only that is about it. But like I don't watch many of his YouTube videos, but I did watch a couple of them, and it's just watching him do all these zany things. It's like, yeah, I don't think he actually like thinks about anything too deeply. He doesn't take
No.
himself too seriously, which is
Yeah.
why the whole like stay humble thing, like, bro, I don't even want to bring this up because we talk about them, but it's like he legit. He is aware that he is an incredible athlete and incredibly talented, so he's not humble about that. But like him as a person, he's just like, I'm just fucking Erling Haaland, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not that big of a deal. I just get paid $1 million a week. It's no big deal.
I think mine would have been either Cherokee Stones or like Scott Carson back in the day.
Stones
Like
is a
Scott
great
Carson,
shout.
1,000%.
yeah,
Scott
yeah.
Carson, 1,000%.
That's who I'm chilling with.
Obviously, Jackie, Super Jack Grealish.
Yeah, that'd have been a fun one. Honestly, like maybe Sterling and Stones, the combo. Sterling making Stones
that'd
do
be so funny.
the patois voice would be kind
Yeah.
of funny.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be funny.
be down with that.
Yeah,
Dillon,
obviously.
you got anyone?
Stones is a really good shout. If I have to like go back, Aguero.
Oh, 1,000.
Yeah,
Aguero would probably be fun.
I'll say it. I'm worried he'd try to get me in an MLM, but yeah.
There's something I can say about Sterling, but I'm not going to say that. Right
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I'm trying. I think probably Aguero. If I were to like go back further than like pre-Pep era, Nasri, maybe.
Oh, I would want to do Fat Nasri though.
Drip Doctors
Like-
Nasri.
Yeah, like
Oh
like
no.
overweight Nasri. Like that's who I want to hang out with and be like, yo, you seem like you've had a lot of great meals. Point me in the direction.
I know,
Let's
right?
go, doggy.
Oh man.
Yeah. The only thing with Aguero, like I said, it's like, who's not going to sell me Bitcoin? That's like my starting point, and then we can kind of go from there. I think with the old teams, like, I'd be interested to have to be stuck in a room with like Ed and Dzeko to just see what it's like. Like,
Right.
give me 10 minutes and like any question, and
Yeah,
like we
I
can
want,
actually
like-
speak with each other.
Yeah, obviously, like
Tevez?
Lescott, Tevez.
Tevez.
Oh my God, he would commit a felony with you and not tell anybody. that's the type of guy he
The
seems
current
like.
team is like a lot of squares. It's
Oh,
a lot of
1,000%.
squares.
1,000%. I am looking forward to a little bit of
Kusanov,
an edge
I could
coming
probably me and Kusanov could probably hang out. That dude seems nice.
back.
Yeah.
I've seen so many videos. He's I think he's gonna take over the whole like Bernardo like shit house, because there were a couple of things where he was just like tapping people on the shoulders, or what was it when he like pulled Shirky's head? Was it Shirky's head back with his hat or whatever? He just like put his and like just pulled their head back, and he's like dying. Yeah, he just seems to be the like random guy. Also, you know, Eastern Europeans, you know, they're a pretty quirky group of people.
That's my other half.
no.
Yeah, we're nutty as well.
So, yeah, Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, just have a Huzanov teach me just a couple random Uzbek words where we're just like yelling it all the time for no, that's it's just the word. Yeah, but there aren't that many players on the squad, honestly.
No, I think we kind of covered everyone. I would even think the only other one I thought was like at Nori. I don't know, maybe it'd be kind of interesting.
He does look like a little troublemaker.
I don't really
That's
know
technically what I
his
want.
deal.
Nah, I don't know. The it'd be interesting though. It'd be
Yeah.
interesting.
Uh, so last thing, out of the 3 players at City at this moment, because one of them might not be there. Actually, 2 of them might not be there. Obviously, this is just rumor and hearsay. Donnarumma, Foden, and Savio, they're all gonna miss out in the World Cup. Like, who benefits the most from this time off? Do you think?
Foden
Yeah,
by a wide margin. He's going to be so important come the start of next season. Everyone's going to be exhausted, and he's going to have fresh legs. And I think he is going to be vitally, vitally important.
it has to be a. I hate like throwing shade at my guy, but like he's got to be bought in though. That's my worry.
Who?
Like Foden.
Oh,
Like
he is.
I totally agree.
I think he is now, and was he making? Did I mention that? I don't remember the last time we recorded. Was that when he had just started sharing his? He got that training videos that he's been sharing on his social media. That's his
Mhm.
backyard. I thought it was
Mm.
like a facility. He built that in his own backyard, so he can just train at home whenever he needs to. And
Crunk, they
to
call it a
me,
garden
that
over
was.
there.
And I know Jack Grealish kind of did that at the end of his time with City before he got shipped away to be like, "Look, guys, I'm working out." But also, I don't think I worry about Phil Foden in the same way that we all worried about Jack Grealish. So it makes me kind of hopeful because it's like he's showing us that he's working, which means he is actually working towards it. The time off, it 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 can help, but I'm really hoping that Donnarumma figures out how to high point the ball with all this time off.
Yeah.
I hope he is not a member of Manchester City squad next season. I want Trafford in
Golly.
goal.
I mean, I
Golly.
do too, though. I'm not gonna lie. I do
The Italians keep taking L's over here.
too.
Um, Dylan, I wasn't picking up on one of your Bill Simmonisms earlier, but I will give you one of mine where we always talk about like having a PhD in body language. Also, I think that again, not ever meeting Foden as someone who's undiagnosed ADD, idle time is the devil's plaything. So like not having to show up somewhere. I just want to make sure he could be bought in, and like I love the videos. I hope he keeps posting them because I think that's exactly what I want him to do, Crunk. But like I think my dude just kind of gets distracted and like kind of just veers off and mentally sometimes isn't there and then whatnot. And if he is fully locked in and bought in, it's 1,000% Phil Foden because we need him. The team is so different and so dynamic when he's like playing just decent, not even like well, just like is a threat that people have to worry about. So yeah, I think that's the absolute right answer for sure.
My only worry because the whole like Pep would always say like he has to find the joy again. He has to find the
Mhm.
joy again. And barring England winning the World Cup with him not in the squad, if that
Yes.
happens, it's like Armageddon. I actually like am terrified. But
Yeah.
as long as that doesn't happen, I feel like he will just come back with energy and rest after like this will be the one of the first in year. I mean, it'll be one of the first seasons in years he hasn't had to
Mhm.
like do anything in the summer.
Yeah. I
Um,
agree.
no.
Crunk, if you don't mind, I have 3 rapid fire questions I want each of you to
Ooh,
answer.
I'm
Is
here
that
for it.
cool?
Yeah.
All right. What team does Mo Salah play for next?
Roma. He's going to
You think
Serie
so?
A.
You think so? Dylan?
Someone in Serie A. Yeah, I think so. I just say Roma because that's where he was playing. So he's going home.
He could, and that's a really fair shout. I don't know if he would go. I mean, he could get serious money in Saudi, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants to like wants to do that, especially with like a wife and kids. It seems like no one really likes to play there. It seems like anyone that has gone there for the most part, even if they're Muslim. Originally, it was like tons of players are going, but it seems like so many players are hightailing out of there. But just to be different, I'm going to say that I don't think he returns to Liverpool.
Yeah, no shot. I stumbled upon a Saudi game on FS2 a couple weeks back. We had more people at our high school football games. It was tough.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's depressing. And some of the lineups, fire. Like,
I know.
Great
There
people
are
to
some
watch.
players on these squads, yeah.
It's insane. Number 2, what is Pep's next role? Where is it at? What's he doing?
Being a husband, being a dad.
England national team,
You think so?
U.S. national team.
Nah, don't do that to him.
That's it.
England and U.S. is the only you don't think Spain?
No chance. He could never do
No.
it. Catalonia
No?
independence. He will never take that
that's
job.
true.
He could ne- he will-
such a good-
he
I stepped
will
right in
never-
that bear trap. Yeah.
Like I don't like maybe France,
Yeah.
maybe Brazil. Like I would not be shocked. I don't think he goes back to club football. I like didn't really know what he would do after this, and then the co-op live send off in particular felt like a retirement. And then his daughter's Instagram post, if you haven't seen the Maria Guardiola Instagram post, where she's sharing photos of when he's playing and then managing like all throughout and it's like, thank you for everything you've done. You've had such an amazing, like it very much felt like a retirement post. And like when you factor in the potential divorce and how often he's now mentioning his wife by his name, but he's not calling her his wife. He's calling her the mother of his children. Like it very much feels like he's taking a step back for a long time.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
I hope it's not the U.S., if I'm being so honest with you.
I don't, because I think it'll be like somehow used against him in a way.
Yeah.
Whereas like I think
1000%,
he could
sure.
win a World Cup in with England. But I think like look, when he left Barcelona, he went to Manhattan. That's where he went. Like I think he would. It's why I think that the U.S., which they're, as far as I know, their headquarters are either Atlanta or New York.
Atlanta.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Atlanta is the new headquarters. Yeah.
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 I could see Pep being like, well, you got to move it back to New York, and they would maybe do it for him.
Yeah, he's not living in Atlanta.
Oh, he's definitely not living in Atlanta. Yeah.
He was an Upper East Sider when he was here. And then
we interviewed. Sorry, there's like the that famous story of like him at a Child's game, like in New York City. We interviewed the kid.
Yes.
We interviewed that was like that played that was like in the game where Pep was like coaching, like, and the parents were getting pissed. Like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. I remember, I feel like I saw it. It was just an interview, right? It was like, it was posted. So I knew about that too from like a different whatever. And then when we were talking about it last week, our guy was like, yeah, he's won a championship like every place that he's been. And I said, yeah, Asphalt Green League, Upper East Side. Like he also won that championship. And like, I don't think no one's from New York. So that's where it was played. Anyway, my last one, World Cup. What's your pick to win it?
Yeah, this is France.
I think Mbappe's a disaster right now. I think that like chemistry wise, he's a disaster right now. I think that it's like there's like did you see that he is dead last in every European league in defensive actions, including goalkeepers?
Hey, real quick, Dillon, Crunk, we got a sidebar right here. You remember Dillon was doing this the last time right before we were about to play Real Madrid, and you remember what happened? I just got caught out. Like you and I were both sitting here. We heard this bullshit. And then you remember what happened.
I do remember what happened.
If anyone's listening to this, you put the life savings on France right now and you move the fuck out.
That's awesome.
I just got to remind everybody.
Because like, I know like Jamal's been a little unhealthy, but if he's actually like fully fit, I think Spain.
Mm-hmm.
And if this is not me saying they're going to win, if the U.S. plays this 5 at the back system, I think they are going to be an unbelievable team at the World Cup. Like, I don't think they're going to win or anything. I don't know if you watched the match in Senegal. They tore Senegal apart. They looked incredible with 5 at the back. They didn't play 5 at the back against Belgium. They didn't play 5 at the back against Portugal. They are 6-0. They're undefeated. They beat Uruguay 5-1. They beat Japan. They beat Australia. and now Senegal in this fine at the back system, they're not going to win the World Cup. I'm not saying that, but I'm fascinated to see what they do if they play at 5 at the back. They've yet to lose, and they've beaten good teams.
Is this episode sponsored by MIB? I just gotta ask. Are you on this pod willingly, Dillon? Because you are holding the company line so tight right now.
No,
I appreciate you.
The buy-in to your company, the company's great.
Yeah.
Look, I was like very nervous heading into the World Cup because I was like really high in the fall when he played this 5 at the back system and he ditched it against Belgium and Portugal, and
Yeah.
the U.S. got their ass kicked. They got absolutely destroyed. And he did it against Senegal, and it was the first time Dest and Jedi had played at the pitch together under Poch. And they looked fantastic. And Pulisic scored and got an assist. It was a nice goal. It was a nice assist. And it's like, look, these are friendlies, but like building some kind of cohesion and confidence.
You're not wrong. I was texting with my good friend who's like a big, like most of the soccer he watches is USMNT. It's a whole thing. Anyway, but like beating Senegal is not a little deal.
No,
like they're actually they AFCON
team.
champions, right? So it's like not a little deal. And then they kept their starting 11 in for a while. Senegal did, right? So like when they came back, like they still had the players in. My key takeaway from that game, and not to go into like a national team rant, is like he's a dickhead straight up, but Serginho Dest is unbelievably good, and you have to like take the good with the bad with him sometimes.
He's probably
like,
the most skilled American player we've ever had.
Not even fucking close, Dillon. Not even fucking close. And like to see the things that he is so audacious to do, I'm like, nobody has, like, to use the kids' term, nobody on this team has that amount of emotion, and nobody in this team would ever dare, right? And you need that because I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up. It's also just a weird time to be an American, obviously. So it's like, you know,
totally.
whatever.
And
Crunk,
like, I
what
don't
about
like
you?
whole stuff with like Pulisic and how he feels, whatever. It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, Jackson Dart.
I could care less about. No, I don't want to say I could care less about the U.S. team because that's rude. There are some players on that squad that I very much like, and naturally, it would be really cool if U.S. goes as far as they can. But for the most part, I'm just all vibes for this competition.
I want it to go well.
Yeah,
like I there's so much negativity around the World Cup. Some of it is very warranted, and I think a lot of it is unwarranted. I just want it to be successful.
I do too. The thing that I hate about it is like I feel like my joy was hijacked.
Yeah,
like truly,
totally.
And like that's what sucks about it. And again, I started off this pod. I know we're wrapping up here in a minute. I started off getting pretty deep. I don't mean to end getting pretty deep, but like that's my worry is that my joy is a shell for somebody else to get their bidding done, which fucking sucks. And like that's what I hate about it for sure. So I'm glad you guys invite me to the pod every time. I feel like I bring it down most
no,
days.
but you also bring it up with the asking the hey, who's gonna ask us what kind of sandwich are the players? Like, who's gonna ask these questions?
True.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, and it's true. I had on because we're doing some stuff for the World Cup. So I brought somebody on to talk about all the teams in Group D with the U.S. And I recorded with a good friend Donald Wine, who's like locked in with American Outlaws, and my buddy Vince. He does Scuffed Podcast, and that was like a question because we're listening to all of the national anthems for everybody in each group, and it's been really fun to do because like Paraguay's. It's actually a beautiful music, and then just kind of like the pride in the lyrics is really cool. Turkey's is like super fucking intense. It's literally like our blood runs through the sand. You better smile whenever you look at the crescent moon on our flag. Like it's very interesting. And then we feel the way that we feel about this country, and the country feels this way about us. And it was just really cool hearing Donald, who is a part of American Outlaws, and how he sees it. And then Vince, like his connection is to like the blackness of the squad. He's like, I don't care about this team when it comes to patriotism. It's these players that look like me. He was talking about how the last World Cup, uh, someone's playlist got leaked for like the USA, their like warm up playlist, and he
Eh,
was talking about how like ESTG is on the playlist, and ESTG is from where he is. Like he's like
eh.
literally, we went to the same high school. One of his good friends, they share good friends, but he was like murdered through gun
Damn.
violence. But he was like
Yeah.
finding out that they listen to ESTG. It almost is like my buddy Red is connected
Is
to the team. And so like it
Yeah.
is just really
That's
cool
very
how
cool.
people find these ways to connect with the team. Unfortunately, I have never had that connection with the US team. So I'm really hoping that a really good performance and stuff like that will help. And I mean, we saw it with Qatar, and you see what I mean. It also doesn't help that the last few World Cups have been in incredibly sketch spots, but the conversation leading up to the competition is always all of uh the humanitarian crisis sees that each country uh l- is in, and then once the
Mhm.
kickoff happens, people
Mhm.
tend
None of
to
that shit
think about the
matters.
game. Yeah,
The
so
the
that is what I'm
sports
hopeful. Yeah.
the sports start washing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I don't mean to be like the downer on it, but like it's tough. It just sucks. Like it's something that I love watching. Like international soccer is so much fun. Like it is such the pure embodiment of the sport that we all like love, right? And like to just know that there's a film of anything on top of it for this one is just shitty. Like it just sucks. And the problem too is like the people putting the film on it have no interest in it
Yeah.
Mhm.
whatsoever. Like they couldn't tell you heads or tails of what actually is about the sport, what's going on with these teams and whatnot. And I think that's difficult. And then like I think about like the fan experience for these other countries. And like I'll say you should probably keep your head on a swivel.
No, Scotland, I buddy sent me an article. The fact that this is Scotland, they were told because I think a lot of their games are in Florida, and they were specifically told to if you do not have a ticket to a game, stay as far away from those stadiums as you can
Yep.
because they might be using that to like just trap people or use it as excuse to
Yep.
like say people are. It's like, bro, if Scotland, who like obviously once they talk, you'll know they're not American, but it like at a quick glance, you could be like,
It's just it's just a bunch of John Whitakers hanging out,
yeah,
like straight up. Like, let's call it what it is, dog. Like again, a lot of SPF, a lot of John
hey,
Whitakers down there,
you
dog.
can say it. I won't say it. I won't say
Hey,
it.
it is, but like you're right. It's like if they're telling the Scottish team there, that's when I was asking the question about Mo. I had some dummy was just like, yeah, like I think he'll come to the MLS, and I was like, Mo Salah's not coming to the MLS, and it's not because of the football. Like why?
And
There's
if he
no
does,
reason
it'll
for
be
it.
very similar to Messi, where he's like, you know what? I'm just never gonna play it at Soldier Field. You know what? So like, if he does it, it'll be like certain places where he's just like, I'm not gonna play. I will just always be injured.
Yeah, I just feel like it wouldn't make sense for him. Like it just, like imagine bringing the greatest Muslim athlete over here. Like why? Like we would like.
And
I don't think
and
that's
he
a good move.
struggled at Liverpool, so I do think he wants to try to go somewhere and try to show his quality at least for one more season.
Yeah,
So that's
for sure.
also why I don't think he's gonna go to Saudi because I don't think he will have that ability.
If anyone comes to the US though and they like it, like if he had like he's probably been to America many times, but
Hmm.
like it I do wonder if there are like enough players could like be in the country and they could be total opposite. Could be like, I never want to fucking be here again.
Mhm.
But it could be interesting to be like, is this going to lead to like influx of MLS transfers?
Bernardo Silva, come to
Yeah,
MLS, be that game
I
changer.
I I think my thing with Mo is I know his political stances. Like
Totally.
he's been very loud about them too, and he's asked a lot of really interesting questions on the Twitter X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And like, I feel like he's probably looking at his options. He's like, by no means would I ever go to the United States. It just wouldn't make sense. Like truly, I don't think so. I don't know. I hope he gets to go somewhere else and he plays really well though, because like that man cooked us, And like, I kind of want to see him cook somebody else for a little bit too.
Mhm.
And just like, I love Mo. Like, I hate admitting this to both of you, but like when he
That's
scored on
solid.
us, I'd be like, fuck that guy. But like,
The goal in
I also
the goal
kind
that
of
where
love
he
him.
sent Laporte like around the world.
Yes.
It's one
Yes.
of the most amazing goals I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yes. 1,000%. 1,000%.
My boy Laporte. My boy Laporte. Oh man.
I gotta run, gents.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
worries. No,
yeah.
our uh WSL pod is about to start recording. People are starting to come into the lobby right now. So I was like, oh God. I appreciate you, brothers. Obviously stay in touch. Dillon, good luck with your your World Cup schedule.
Talk to y'all in 8 weeks.
Yes. Oh man. Yeah. So like, subscribe. That's what I'm gonna have to work on this off season. I need
Call to actions.
we
Call
need
to
call to actions.
actions.
For sure.
And so yeah, cool. I'll just add that to the list. Well, bye
See,
at the end of the season.